World Test, the name that means topmost quality in ice cream, milk, and other dairy products, presents Burr Tillstrom, creator of Kukla, Ollie, and all the Kuklapolitan players with Fran Allison in Kukla, Fran and Ollie.
Come on in on me. I'm going to be alone for a while. Come on. Come on, Cass. You can zoom better than that. Friend, I have been requested many times to do a number which I did formerly when our little programming was local. You'll excuse the expression. Since we have been on the network, I have not indulged in this particular song, although it is one of my favorites, simply because the routine and the schedule and the routine. Cass, Washington was too much for you, wasn't it? Sit over there. That's right. It's warming up a little bit. Zoom our lens. As I was saying, the routine and the schedule was almost too much for me because I felt that to do this song properly, I should be in the best of health. Well, I am in the best of health, it isn't that, but I have been a little fatigued at times. Today, I said to myself, my fans, my public, want this song. So, I called up my osteopath. And he spread all my ribs for me. And I feel that this may be, perhaps, the last time I'll sing for several days. But still, I feel that it is due you, the faithful television public. And so now I will sing a song that comes from the original Dragonese. And I am not going to sing it in English. No. I'm going to sing it in dragon language. Pour vous, et vous, et vous. Sounds like the same thing you do for Here We Are Again and Hello Cutie. She's a dragon, for thank you. Excuse me. Good evening, friends. Where are you? You don't have to bring the camera in that close. Friend, this is your poet laureate, Oliver. And I'm going to recite some poetry to you tonight. Poetry that has won the coveted Oliver Prize. An autographed photograph. Going to recite this in the native English. Or, in this case, the native Flatbushian. The poem that was sent in, and I just want to remind you that all poems that are read on the air are original poems. Receive a prize, the Oliver Prize for fine poetry and culture. An autograph photograph. This is from, let me see. Oh, Louis Stern, Poet Laureate of Flatbush. They love you in Pawtucket. They love you in Milwaukee. In fact, they love you every place you call. But I wish that you would look in on our fair city of Brooklyn, for that is where they love you most of all. I picked that for its lovely sentiment, plus its excellent rhyming meter. One more I would like to recite for you today by Jack Smith. Keats, or Kite, in St. Louis, 16, Missouri. Let's all sing hail to Ollie, dear, with voices sharp, loud, and clear. Your sense of humor is the tops. You keep the show from on the rocks. You're kind, you're cute, you're really sweet. To watch you each night is a treat. Now, some people think you are bats when you wear those silly hats. Your poetry corner is elite. Your plays, I think, are really neat. The songs you sing are quite divine. I wish I could think of something else to rhyme. Now, Kukla's nice, and Fran is too. But all my love, Ollie, goes to you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be back one of these days again with a poetry corner. So all you lovers of fine poetry, be on hand. Won't you? Good night.
And now we present the next in our series of educational programs. A young lady who needs no introduction to you, I'm sure, because of her fine work in the educational field. At this time, I would like to introduce my candidate for your program, Mr. Guthrie. No. My candidate for Miss Kukla of 1949, Miss Fran Allison.
Well, unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I think I should just leave.
Oh, no, don't go.
How about that poetry corner?
That's what got me. I got carried away.
That...
And the song, hey, he hasn't sung that in a long
Oh, I
time.
love the song.
Do you understand it?
Certainly.
Do you? What does it say?
Some think the world is made for fun and frolic, but not so I think.
Oh, so do I.
And so do I?
So do I.
Oh, so do I.
That's the Neapolitan.
Oh, I see. Well, I was thinking of the north of Italy.
Well, that's the Neapolitan part of translation.
That's good. How about that poem, though? The thing I think that's so great about the poems he chooses is the extreme modest touch.
I know. He always picks the poems that are so very modest and very charming.
Yes, he does. And, well,
I think it's very nice.
simple and retiring soul that he
Yes.
is,
Mhm.
he would.
That's the whole thing. Isn't it?
Huh?
Hello, kids.
Hi. Where are you going?
I've been.
Oh, well, where? Where?
I would be telling. Hello, dear. Nice to see you. Hello, everybody. Getting all ready for Halloween, I hope. It's going to be grand.
I hadn't thought about you.
Oh, we're going to have a convention here. Hello, dear. How are you?
Pretty good, and you?
Fine, thanks. Looking fine. Lost a little weight, haven't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you had.
Mm-mm.
Gracious sakes. Well, looking much better today, dear.
I'm glad.
That's good. My gracious. When are you going to sing Hark, Hark the Lark again?
Hark, I never sang Hark, Hark the Lark.
Why, you did so. You and Colonel Cranky sang it together and danced.
Beulah, I'm Fran. I'm not Ophelia.
I'm happy to know you're new on the show. Beulah, dear, I don't want to be rough or crude, or I don't want to use strong language. Or I want to keep myself under
I do.
completely
Oh.
complete control, Beulah. And I want, we're a group of loving people, and we want to keep nicely under control, and always give friendly advice and everything. But if you don't come to pretty soon, you can go back to North Carolina.
I wish I'd said that.
Go ahead, say it. She doesn't. It's the business of having the convention.
Yes, well, I guess she's very excited about it.
I lost my head.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I lost my pretty ways.
I thought you did a beautiful thing.
Oh, I know, but it kind of knocked me out.
Where were you? I didn't see you this afternoon when I came in.
When?
When I came in?
I was. Yeah, I don't know. Where was I? I was making reservations for Beulah Witch's sorority.
Oh.
I'm coming in for Halloween.
Big attendance?
Yes, it's going to be sensational. All the girls from Witch Normal will be there.
How many, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. It's going to be terrific. Most of the girls are coming, I think, this year.
Are you going to put them all in one place, or?
No. Not this
Scattered.
time. You remember what happened last time?
Well, I think you're wise.
I'm going to put some in the Ambassador and some up down from Stevens and Morrison.
East and West may meet
Yeah.
at that convention.
The Ambassador,
Yeah.
I mean. Well, you excuse me, I have a few more things I've got to check on the reservations.
I see. Well, all right.
Wasn't that beautiful?
I beg your pardon?
I say, wasn't I beautiful when I recited?
Oh, beautiful. It's such a little phrase. It says not at all what I would like to say.
That's true. What would you like to say then?
I'm just trying to think of something that would be terrific, spectacular. I may have to make up a word. I don't know.
How about some fireworks along with it?
Maybe I will. Send up flares. And some people, would have read a poem that told all about their own virtues and praise and all, but not you, Ollie. It's,
What do you mean? I did.
Oh, did you?
Certainly, it was all about me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sure, didn't you notice that?
Oh, I thought you were speaking of Molly. I didn't know who it was on the show. I didn't think it was you.
No, it was Ollie.
Oh. Say, I would have listened more carefully, but I didn't recognize any of the things you were saying, so I thought, well, I don't know that person, so I didn't listen very clearly. But next time I will.
Yeah, you bet.
I will. I really will. Well, Colonel Crockett.
Why, my darling, fragile little magnolia blossom, and you're certainly looking like one today. I've never seen you looking so
thank
fresh and blooming in all my life. You're certainly charming.
This is a side of you that I certainly have never seen
Well,
before.
my darling, I have never had quite a side like this before. I tell you, this is really quite a revelation to me, this entire thing. I spent a good deal of my time, naturally, while I was down in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. I went over to see some of the Kinnery over in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to meet a nice young friend of mine, and it was purely by coincidence, I'm sure, that this young friend of mine, who is from Richmond, Virginia, which is in Virginia, why, it's a very fine city in Virginia. You've been there? You've been there?
Yes.
Well, this gentleman happens to be associated with the Southern Dairy, which is a part of the great Seal Test family, you understand.
Well, yes.
Well, I learned some very interesting things, and not only from him, but from some of my Kinnery folk down in Virginia. We had quite a great talk about receipts, and I thought that I might give some of the good old Southern receipts tonight, and I certainly would. I'm so perfectly delighted you are here because you could help me a great deal.
Well, believe me, if I can be of any service, I'll be delighted.
Well, I think you could be. Are you pretty good at mixing things up in a pan?
Well, I can mix things up. I don't know about a pan, but I never have any trouble the other way.
Well, that's fine.
Glad to help.
Certainly very fine. Well, I received some literature in our mail from several people regarding the construction of the soda, the chocolate soda.
Yes.
And I was very interested. Now, we had a letter from Susie and Richie in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Susie and Rich. Oh, yes, I know.
And they are Northerners. And although I think of them more as Westerners. And they said that the receipt that which Kukla gave and you for the chocolate soda with the Seal Test ice cream was magnificent. And they thought that it was very excellent, and they were going to have it for the very next day.
I see. Well, I'm happy
Now,
they liked it.
yes, but however, we received a letter from Providence to Rhode Island from Dodie Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dodie said that though they thought the soda was an excellent receipt, that they made theirs a little differently. They used generous portions of Seal Test ice cream, naturally, and but they felt that not to use quite so much fizz water or
Okay.
soda water.
Oh,
They suggest using a little more milk or cream, as the case may be, and adding less amounts of fizz water.
well, if they like it that way, that's fine.
And they suggest that we use, of course, Seal Test milk, too, although that was quite
Well,
good of them.
certainly.
So, I was wondering, my dear, if you could help now, just one moment. I think I will give that receipt again,
All right.
if I may.
Well, you certainly may.
I may lose my
Just one
pretty way.
step in the process of making it.
Now, first of all, you must get a glass, which you understand, a tall glass, and you must have a spoon, and you must have some chocolate syrup,
Yes.
and some little cream, or whipped cream is very good, and then you take a portion of the chocolate syrup and put it in the bottom of the glass and stir it up and mix it with a little cream or whipped cream, whichever you prefer.
Yes.
Then you add a little fizz water.
Yes.
Well, that's the receipt that I have, adding a little fizz water. Then, you take a nice, here is a package of Seal Test ice cream. The vanilla ice cream is very good for the chocolate soda, I think, although you can make it a double chocolate if you wish, or any of the other flavors, depending upon just your own personal preference.
Yes, of course.
Mhm. So, now, you may have it, my dear.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, I would suggest that would make say that particular package might make 4 very nice sodas.
Yes, I should
Or
think
3 if you have a little bigger appetite. Take a generous portion of that full, wonderful, rich, quality Seal Test ice cream. Put it in. Add more fizz water. Your soda, madame.
Thank you so much.
Well, no. I thought perhaps that you would like to hear that receipt again.
Well, I'm just so happy that you were thoughtful enough to come up and tell me.
Well, I just felt that after talking to Mr. Tyler down there, that I just felt that I should give that receipt once more, you know.
Mr. Tyler, your friend from Richmond?
Yes. Didn't I name him before?
No, I...
Mr. Tyler.
Mr. Tyler.
Mr. Tyler, he's from Richmond.
Could
He's
be-
lost his accent, though.
Would be Mr. Wayne Tyler. Mr. Wayne.
That's right.
Mr. Wayne Tyler?
Mr. Wayne Tyler.
Oh, yes.
You do remember him.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I'm very happy that you did, my dear. He's a fine gentleman, and I certainly enjoyed getting all his tips on different ice cream desserts, and I'm going to come up from time to time and help you with your ice cream desserts.
Well, thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. You'll pardon me.
Yes, I will. Mm-hmm. Oh, that Wayne Tyler sent...
Well, how are you all?
Just fine. And you?
I'm just fine.
Well, good.
It gets a little thick.
Does it?
Yes. Well, he's not the only one that knows recipes.
No.
Well, I know a lot of recipes, too.
Why, imagine you do. I've heard you mention some of them.
I'm not from Virginia, of course. I'm from Vermont.
Well,
And I'm proud of it.
why shouldn't you be?
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. And I know we have good old-fashioned kinds of meals up there, too.
Like,
Up in New England, after all, we know what ice cream is. We know it. We have New England boiled dinners.
yes, I know you do.
We have fish, too.
I know.
Sometimes we have wonderful vegetables. You ate at my mother's. She's a good northern cook.
Well, she certainly is. When I've ever had more delicious food than I had when I was visiting your mother.
Then why do you blink your eyelashes at Colonel Cracky?
Well, a girl has to do that once in a while.
Once in a while? I get to feel the breeze all the way down there. You don't go for that accent now, do you?
No.
They're just the same as anybody else. Maybe a little more courtly. You have to watch out for that stuff. It's kind of smooth. I think I'll leave you to think it over.
I've already thought it over.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know.
He looked kind of green.
He did?
Mm-hmm. Was he a little jealous?
I'm not jealous.
Ollie,
No.
come on.
Where are you going to have dinner, Kukla?
I don't know. I thought I might go out in town tonight and have a hamburger.
I don't feel like going out. I thought if we went home, maybe we could all eat together, but I don't have very much. We could just think of something that would be simple and easy to fix. I think it's fun when we all eat together.
Ollie,
What?
Ollie, why don't you give that wonderful recipe for deep dish telephone?
Oh, Ollie's too tired to do that on that.
No. Would you like to hear that recipe? We could have that tonight. I know
Well, it
people.
wouldn't be too much trouble.
Really? Oh, I'd love to do that. You know, people all over the country have asked me. They've said, "My goodness, your program certainly interrupts our mealtime."
Yes, they say that.
Yeah.
Well, and this is something, too. It's not confined to any particular locale. It's not a Southern dish. It's not a New England dish.
Oh, no.
Yet a
No.
Midwest, anything.
It's a modern television
It's
dish.
universal.
That's true.
Well, why don't you tell it, Oliver, old boy? It's a wonderful, wonderful dish.
Do you think so, Kukla?
I love it.
Do you, Fran? Oh, well, good. Well, I'll tell it then. Listen carefully, because this will solve your problems when you're watching our show. And I know many times people just have a terrible time. They jab forks up into the ceiling when they're trying to reach their mouth, or else they drop food on their ties. This solves the whole thing. All right, you ready? All right. Get yourself a large bowl, about 3 feet in diameter, if possible. All right, got that? That's good. Now put that large bowl in the middle of the floor in front of the television receiver. That's right. Okay, now, open a can of anchovy paste.
Doesn't come in cans.
Well, whatever comes in. Put that in. Now rub the bowl with a little garlic. That's it. How's it smell? Nice, doesn't it? Tangy. Okay, chop some onions finely. Add 3 cans of spaghetti. That's it. Okay, put in some tomato juice and grapefruit slices. All right. Now make a fine meat sauce and pour that in. Got that? All right. Quartered lettuce with Thousand Island dressing. Put that right in. Yep. Some nice hot biscuits around the top. Slice them in half. Cover them, the halves that is, with finely crushed fresh strawberries. Sliced bananas. Put on the top of the biscuit, add whipped cream and a dab of peanut butter.
Had you noticed that they had done this room in green since we were gone?
Yes.
All right, you got that? All right, kids. Sit down, watch your television receiver, pick up your fork, everybody sit around on the floor, put a blanket over your laps, and dive in.
You don't mind if I strike out now, do you?
Oh, please stay. Please, Franny, don't you like that?
Excuse me. My mother is calling me.
They just don't appreciate me, that's the whole thing. They just don't appreciate me. Well, I hope all you wonderful television people will enjoy this and it will solve your problems. I hope indeed. Well, that's all I can say. Good night. Oh, by the way, you might put about a quart of Seal Test ice cream right in the middle of that. That's your dessert.
Francis,
Yes.
my dear, I just learned that you did go down to Virginia and visit.
Yes, I did.
Well, I think that's so exciting. I had no idea you were down there when I was there.
Yes, I was.
Why
Didn't I
don't
tell you about
No,
it?
why don't you tell me about
I
it?
will.
All right.
Oh, I went down to Virginia.
Invited?
No, no one sent for me. I went down to Virginia.
What for?
To see what I could see. Where I found the horses fastest and the gals the best. The spirit of the state was guaranteed high test. So I stayed down in Virginia.
Why?
'Cause that looked good to me. Oh, I went down to Virginia.
Acquainted there?
I didn't know so. No wonder folks befriend ya. Their hearts are made of gold. Why, the civic-minded citizens are all so kind. They see to it you hook a fish on every line. So I stayed down in Virginia.
Sure.
That's how much I've been sold. So bless the day that brought me here, and bless the folks I love so dear. Well, Colonel, if you ever plan on coming down this way, you'll find the things are just exactly like I say, and you'll stay down in Virginia.
Where?
Virginia, USA.
I guess the boys are kind of busy, so I'll just say, remember, get the best.
Get Seal Test.
And for the best ice cream eating ever, get the Seal Test dessert of the month, Butterscotch Ice Cream Eclairs. Creamy vanilla ice cream as only Seal Test makes it, covered with thick, mellow butterscotch, and topped with whipped cream rosettes. So smackin' good, you'll want another just like it. Ask your Seal Test ice cream dealer for Butterscotch Ice Cream Eclairs. And always get the best. Get Seal Test. Kukla, Fran and Ollie are brought to you by the divisions of National Dairy Products Corporation, makers of Seal Test products. Always look for the name Seal Test. It's your assurance of purity, quality, and fine, rich flavor in ice cream, milk, and other dairy products.